This should be a fun one, so stay tuned. Hey guys, so today I'm going to tell you about my order and delivery experience for my Model 3. Yeah, I'm just going to go over the whole thing. So from when I ordered it to when I delivered it. So basically, I ordered it like on November 26th, right at the end of November. And so at that time, Tesla was saying, hey, if you order it by November 30th, you'll get it by the end of the year. So you can get the $7,500 tax credit. So that was kind of my intention. But I figured, I'm going to order it now. They've got a zillion people trying to order these. I'll probably get it like, right at the end of December. So I'll get it in time. And so, I had a car to trade in. And I was like, okay, I got like a month to try and trade that in or, private sale it or whatever. And then, yeah, so basically I ordered on a Sunday and literally the next morning on Monday, I get a text from Tesla saying, hey, your car's going to be ready on Friday. I'm like, okay, that's really fast. I just got a pre-approval yesterday and I was still looking around. So anyways, I had a couple of questions. So I tried to fill out the form as best I could with who's going to be on the registration, the trade-in part, but I have a couple of questions. And so basically, on Monday morning, and I get this text, I call Tesla, I'm like, hey, can you guys help me with this? And I got some random person that actually gave me the wrong information about the trade-in because they're like, oh, you can, we need to schedule an appointment so you can actually have the car looked at for an appraisal. It's like, okay. And then and that person actually talked to my particular IDA, my inside delivery advisor, because I ordered it online. And, I was like, hey, can you talk to her and tell her I need to talk to her for 5 minutes so I can figure this out? And this IDA was freaking horrible. They didn't do anything basically. And I get that they've probably got 10,000 people to deal with all at the same time because everyone was ordering the Model 3s at this time. But if you're going to give me a delivery date 4 days out, then talk to me, I just need 5 minutes of your time. And so basically she didn't talk to me on Tuesday. Same thing. I called them again. I was like, hey, I kind of need to get this loan in the process and I have a couple questions about the trade-in. Can you talk to me? I talked to a different IDA that actually picked up the phone and was talking to my IDA internally saying, hey, call him. And I still didn't get anything from from my IDA. This other IDA actually helped me with the trade-in piece. She was like, I don't know what the guy told you yesterday, but all you need to do is send in pictures and, we'll get you an appraisal online. So I was like, okay, so I had that question. And then actually when I filled out the name part, I thought you could actually save it and go back to it. But the way Tesla does it is they basically, you put it in, you save it, you can't change it. So I was like, well, crap, I need to put my wife's name on the registration as well. So if my IDA had called me at that time, we would have gotten both things done at once and we wouldn't have any issues. But anyway, so it's Wednesday now and I'm like, I got the loan approval and all that stuff. I figured out where I was going and they're like, hey, we need a day to actually cut the check and, send it to Tesla because they have to overnight the check to Tesla's factory. And so I was trying to rush. I literally called my IDA 10 times that morning. I finally got her her number. And so I called her up literally 10 times, no pickup. And then finally basically right after the deadline for getting the check, cut so they could send it to Tesla, she picks up and then answers a couple questions that literally took 5 minutes. It's dude. So basically, because of that, I couldn't keep my original delivery time because the check wouldn't be there in time. So it got delayed a week. So I had to wait until the following Thursday to get the car delivered. So we rescheduled the delivery for that time. I got my purchase agreement. And then basically, and then what happened is basically I found out, hey, like I said, I didn't know at the time that my wife's name needed to be on the actual purchase agreement as well because the loan was in both our names. So I had to talk to her again and be like, hey, can you get me an updated one, or can you actually change my order so both our names are on the account? And so basically she didn't respond. She just kind of did it okay, thanks for not communicating. And I was trying to get another updated purchase agreement that day, but she told me that, oh, I don't do those. Those go to different departments. So basically she kind of ghosted me. I'm like, okay. And then finally the next morning I got the updated purchase agreement. But like I said, by that time it's too late. I can't get the check over to Tesla in time, or my credit union couldn't. So we had to delay the delivery a week. So after, the delay was like a week, so I had way more time. So we got all the purchase agreement stuff in order, got the check to them in plenty of time. And so finally, that next Thursday, the car got delivered. And so basically they do it in these windows. So it's like, when do you want your car delivered? 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2. And so when I had talked to my ID, I was like, oh, let's just do 12 to 2. So it's like around lunchtime, so I can kind of cut out, because they didn't give me an option of going to the factory and actually taking that tour, since, I get it. There's a bazillion people trying to order. So it wasn't, they didn't care about that. So they're like, when do you want your delivery time? So I picked 12 to 2 so I could come home during lunch. And so I get a text from the first person saying, hey, this is whoever from Tesla. We're going to deliver your car, and like, we're going to leave the Fremont factory in like 15 minutes. So, obviously I'm in the Bay Area and I live pretty close to Fremont, so they can drive it to me. And so my trade-in is a stick. And so when I talked to my IDA, I was like, hey, I'm going to trade the car into you guys, but can you note that it's a stick? Because the person delivering it needs to be able to drive the stick so they can drive it back to the factory, since that's what they told me they do. Usually, if you're just buying the car, they will deliver it to you and they'll use Lyft to go back to the factory. So because I had a trade-in, they're just going to drive my car, now their car, back to the factory. So I was like, hey, IDA, can you make a note that my car's a stick and the person needs to be able to drive stick to get the car back? So the delivery day, the person calls me, tells me this whole templated thing about, hey, this is so-and-so from Tesla. We're going to deliver your car, and, we're going to leave in about 15 minutes. We'll text you when we're on our way. And I'm like, great, blah, 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 blah. And the last thing I say is, hey, can you drive a stick? And the lady was like, no, I can't. So she was like, let me get some help, and, we'll come. That's key. Will come, a little bit later, and I'll text you when we're on our way. And I'm like, okay. So like 45 minutes goes by. I have nothing from them. I'm like, okay. And I got a text from them too. So I texted the number back and I was like, hey, are you guys still coming? Come to find out later that number was not like a textable number. So nobody actually got it. So I'm like, oh boy. So I'm waiting like 45 minutes at my desk, and I'm kind of like, well, I don't want to waste their time. Let's be considerate of them. So I drive home anyway. I get home. I'm like literally like 2 minutes away from home, and I get a call from a number that looks like a Tesla number. So I pick it up, and this guy's like, hey, this is whoever from Tesla, with that whole same templated thing. And I'm like, come on, really? In my head, like, I'm already basically home. You guys told me you're coming, but now basically you're kind of now coming later because of the whole stick thing. And so basically what happened is the first lady didn't communicate to me that she was going to get somebody else to actually like basically switch. So somebody else will do it, not, hey, I'm going to come deliver it to you, and somebody who can drive stick is going to come with me. So I find out that, hey, this guy is talking to me, says the whole templated thing again. I'm like, blah, 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 we do our thing. And I go, hey, can you drive stick? And he's like, yeah, I learned how to drive stick a long time ago, and I grew up on sticks. I'm like, great. So they didn't communicate with me, but, I was basically had to wait at home for an hour, which I shouldn't have to do if they had just communicated with me. So I'm at home waiting. The guy's like, oh, I'm going to leave in 15 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Then he finally comes. I didn't hear him, of course, because the car's an EV and it's super quiet. We're doing our whole thing, signing all the papers, blah, 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 all that stuff. That all went smooth, kind of. Get the car. It's great. And then basically I drove it back to work, and he drove the, my trade-in, their trade-in now, away. And I get back to work, and on the way to work, I get a phone call, but I'm driving, so I don't pick it up. And then when I get back to my desk, like 5 minutes later, I see, hey, there's a message. And so I go look at the message to listen to it, and it's like, hey, this is the guy from Tesla, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, can we meet up again? I forgot to have you sign one thing. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Do you guys, you want to meet me at work or what? So basically the guy was like, yeah, sure, I'll come meet you at work. And so since, I think he actually kind of got lost coming out of our area. So I saw him leaving as I was leaving for work. And so anyways, he drove over to my work, like, whatever, took him a couple minutes. And then basically what he forgot is this guy, I think, was kind of like a manager or something, because it didn't seem like he actually did the deliveries very often. And so basically, since I had a trade-in, he forgot to have me sign the pink slip over to them. So he had to come back and actually have me sign the pink slip so they could actually, get rid of the car or sell it or whatever they wanted to do with it. So anyway, so I just thought that was kind of funny. But after that, it was fine. I had the car. The car is great. So I think it's well worth the hassle that you have to deal with. Because that was not a very smooth transaction at all. But yeah, like I said, the car makes up for it. But yeah, that was kind of my delivery experience. Not the best experience, in my opinion. Could have been a lot better. But anyway, hopefully they'll get that in line for future orders. And, since I said there was a zillion people ordering at the time I ordered it, it's probably going to start going down, downhill a little bit now. So maybe they'll fix it and get it into better shape. So if you've ordered a Model 3, let me hear your experience. I want to see if it's similar to mine or if you had a better experience. Either if you ordered it online or if you ordered it and took delivery at a service center. So let me know. If you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.